What's up, guys? These last couple months I've been focusing on mount escapes. Let's look at some of the details on the things I've noticed. First, let's go over the three main mount escapes I've been using. 1, the trap and roll. 2, the elbow escape or shrimping escape. And 3, the kipping escape. To start off, I don't like to do the gable grip trap on the arm because I feel like they can still post their hand on the mat and it's not very effective at making sure that it's going to put them into a forward roll type position. I like to trap their wrist into their own stomach or trap their wrist to my chest but to my cross shoulder, not the same side. The last one, and my favorite, is to keep my elbows tight and my hands up. What this will do is it'll bait the underhook, and as they reach for it, I grab their elbow and then I trap and roll from there. Another interesting thing I find is usually it's taught to trap the same side arm and the same side foot and then bridge and roll, but personally lately I've been just not trapping the foot and it's working out a lot better because I can take my feet in the opposite direction and then bridge a lot harder. So I trap the arm however I trap it, and then I walk my feet away rather than towards them, and then I can bridge, and no matter what I'll get to my knees. So as I make my trap, I walk away, and that gives me a lot more power to bridge and bump over the side like that. Next, for the elbow escape, the number one thing I need to think about is my elbow position on the elbow on the side that I'm turning to. If I bring my elbow across the body while I turn to my side, my back is exposed. So I need to make sure that my elbow stays in the hip pocket. So right inside his hip, it stays there no matter what. So as I get onto my side, my elbow still has to stay on that far side hip. If I bring it in front, they're going to start chasing the back or arm bars or gift wraps. So once my elbow's there, now we can get to our side, now we can start hitting that elbow or shrimp escape. Another common time I'll do the elbow escape is when they go for moves like Americanas. I'll just elbow escape on the other side and then start chasing their back. A lot of times when people focus on Americanas, all their weight goes to that and it pulls weight off their knee, so it lets me just elbow escape on this side and then start turning into them. And lastly, probably the most effective part of the elbow escape is when I go for a bridge and roll, so I trap one arm and I walk away and start bridging, knowing that they're going to open their knees to not get rolled, and as they open their knees, I immediately hit the elbow escape. Also, I don't like bumping people up because a lot of times people bump themselves into a bad position, so I like to trap the arm in front of me, try to roll them, and then hit the elbow escape like that. When the knees open, that's when I push. Okay? They open, I push, not before. The last main escape looks really stupid, but it's really effective, the kipping escape. I don't like to push on people's hips because my wrists are weak. I make a frame on one hip with one forearm across, I turn to the side, and then I start pumping my heels up, and every time my heels go up, my elbows go up. I'm going to show this motion a couple times, even though it looks really stupid, it is really strong. My heels go up and so do my elbows. This is how I create distance and space, using my core bending into a ball. As the heels go up, the elbows go up. But I don't like to do it by itself. I want to bridge onto my side, and then as the knees open, bridge onto my side, as the knees open, now I kip. Now I frame and kip. So I don't like to just kip off of nothing. I like to bridge and make them post all their weight on one side. Now I start kipping, gives me space. You can enter single leg X or end up in half guard. So again, I want their weight on one side, so I need to bridge to start the kip. I don't want to just kip with nothing. So I don't want to just frame here and just start kipping away. I want to bridge on one side and get them a little off balance and then start kipping, and that makes it a lot easier. I want to guide their weight to the side. There's 3 more scenarios I want to talk about. First one is when they have a crossface and an underhook. Usually once people get the underhook, if you're able to make a good bridge off to the side of the underhook arm, then you can make them post out and you can start kipping or elbow escaping really easily. Because they have to release their pressure so they don't get rolled, and then right there you start framing and shrimping out. Now I'm going to show it when I'm on top, crossface, underhook, I start walking the arm up, and he bridges towards that side, making sure he has a disciplined elbow position, and then right when my knees open, he frames and shrimps. Now for the dreaded grapevine. This is when they hook their legs and extend and drop their hips on you when they're in mount. What I want to do is take both my legs and turn my knees outwards towards the same direction. So whether they both go to the right or they both go to the left, I want to turn my knees and my hips, and then I extend the outside leg. In this scenario, it's my left one, so I extend it straight, and then I stomp on the opposite heel. Let's turn here to get a better angle. I turn my knees the same direction, the outside one extends, and then I stomp on the other heel to help remove the secondary grapevine. So I stomp on the heel itself, removed it, and then I flattened my leg on the mat and I immediately elbow escape because the weight is on their hips and not their knees. And lastly, we'll go over high mount. When people are in high mount with their knees high in your armpits, if you can just frame and shimmy down, then do that. If you can't do that, what we want to avoid is letting our arm get in front of their body. So what we're going to do is put our hands in their armpits, not past the armpits where we get armbarred. We're going to put them in the armpits and grab the lats, bump them up. We're going to rock onto our shoulder blades and then whip our body down to the side. Another variation of this is grabbing the armpits, pushing them up, moving your head off to one side, and then getting that same side foot in front of their body and start attacking ankle locks, whether it's ankle locks or heel hooks. Again guys, this was a request video and this is something I've been drilling for the past couple months. Till next time, let's get it.